Hello everyone, and welcome to Medicinfo. We continue to give you more details on pneumonia with the aim of educating and informing our audience, who we love and care about. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification icon, like, share and comment. Stay informed. Pneumonia is one of the main reasons of death in patients older than 65 years old, and it's the main cause of death in children younger than 5 years old. This is why it is very important that we understand what it is, and how to prevent it. This illness, given that it is such a severe and important pathology, needs to be taken care of by a well-qualified medical doctor. Having that in mind, let us define pneumonia, which the invasion of pathogens in the lungs or lung. This invasion leads to the malfunction of the lungs. This invasion starts with a single bacterium, then 2, 3, 4, until they fill a part of the lung. The body in turn defends itself by secreting mucus, producing pus, among other symptoms. The gaseous exchange in the lungs is interfered with, hence low oxygenation occurs in body tissues. The common pathogens causing pneumonia are 1. Streptococcus pneumoniae, 2. Haemophilus influenza type B, and 3. Moraxella catarrhalis. Others include Staphylococcus aureus, Mycoplasma pneumonia, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is also implied in tuberculosis or TB. Who are the people at risk? As mentioned earlier, these are elderly, older than 65 years, or younger children 5 years and below. In case of babies, it's because they haven't developed their immune system completely, and in the case of elders, it's because their immune system have grown old. These makes them more likely to contract infections. The second risk factor is to not be vaccinated. Patients who are not vaccinated will be at a higher risk of developing not only pneumonia, but other diseases in other organs related to pneumonia, like meningitis, making it more complicated to treat. The third risk is alteration to immune system due to use of some medication like chemotherapy, steroids when they have been taken for a long time, etc. Patients that have just received a transplant are also at risk. Every patient with pulmonary alterations like asthma, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pulmonary fibrosis etc. are also at risk. Patients who smoke are generally at risk of contracting pneumonia due to alteration of their lung functioning. Signs and symptoms. How do we know the person is coming down with pneumonia? The 3 cardinal signs that usually appear are fever, productive cough, and chest pains. These are called pulmonary symptoms. They are related to the lungs and are caused because of the immune reaction of the lung. Other extrapulmonary symptoms include fatigue, mental confusion, headaches, pain in the muscles and joints. Sometimes coughing blood may be experienced. In case of pneumonia that is so advanced and it is already destroying the lung tissues, or a case of tuberculosis. What causes all these signs and symptoms? Basically, what happens is that in a normal lung, air comes into a tissue called alveolus, and from there, air enters oxygen into the blood, and travels to the rest of the body to give us oxygen. In the case of pneumonia, bacteria start to conquer or colonize the alveolus, and they start reproducing. The body, to defend itself, starts producing mucus liquid. It also sends immune cells. As a way for the body to clean this liquid and to take the bacteria out, it generates the productive cough. It creates the chest pain, and the immune response, the activation of the immune system. When the immune system molecules enter into the blood, is what causes fever, fatigue, mental confusion, headaches, pains in muscles and joints. And lastly, the considerable damage to the lungs is what causes the patient to cough up blood. Diagnosis. This has to be done by a physician, who will check the patient and determine which part of the lung is infected. By exploring the lungs, make the percussion, listen to rhoncus, which is what it's called when you can listen to a crackle inside the lungs. Image studies will also be required in which that part of the lung filled with water rather than air can be seen. By this point, it can be identified if the patient has pneumonia. Prevention. First step is to make sure our vaccinations are up to date. This will considerably reduce the risk of developing pneumonia. The two most important vaccines are pneumococcus and the influenza ones. Pertussis vaccine in children is also very important. Second, stop smoking, as this put the lungs at great risk of contracting pneumonia. Ensure hand hygiene. Always cover the mouth and nose while sneezing or coughing. Breastfeeding babies for at least a year, if not possible at least 6 months, would be ideal. Exercise and maintain a healthy body weight. Special thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, give it a like and turn on the notification bell for more videos.